Good afternoon, students. Are you hearing my voice? Okay, right. In the last class, we completed the first module of paper 4, Constitutional History of India. In the Constitutional History of India, we had several concepts within the constitutional developments in British India. We completed the constitutional developments from 1600 to 1919. Within this period, we had several constitutional acts as issued by Indian British government, from Regulating Act to Government of India Act 1919, we covered. With Government of India Act 1919, or better to call as the Montagu-Chelmsford Act, one of the most important act within the constitutional sphere of constitutional developments of British India. With that, the first module has completed. First module of constitutional history of India is completed. Today we are going to see the first module of the fifth paper, Women Studies in India. About the women studies, we had certain discussion over women studies, why the women studies is required, what are the various concepts you find within the women studies in modern India, and what are the difference between the women studies, women studies and feminism. Feminism and women studies. Feminism is a part and parcel of women study. The women studies, which consists of various things, from the gender bias from the ancient times onwards. You are aware, still you are facing. We are observing the same thing in the Indian society, traditional Indian society. Within the women studies, gender equality, gender bias, women's question, participation of women in women's movement, reforms movement by various women organizations. All these are several concepts which comes under the women studies. So regarding those, certain basics in the women studies we already covered in the last classes. In between these discussions, we had a gap of nearly 1 month has taken place. Due to this gap, I have to recap those points what we discussed in the earlier classes, particularly in the women studies of modern India. So first of all, I have to share my screen about the syllabus. I already showed the syllabus. We had a general discussion over the syllabus, and we completed certain concepts in the women's studies also. Though I will again have a glance over the syllabus, and I'll give you what is the need and evolution of the women's studies in modern India base. Okay, so first of all, I have to share my screen about the syllabus. Okay, so this is the syllabus, women's studies in modern India. In the first module, we discuss certain things regarding the historiography, recent trends, and particularly various interpretations, various approaches, colonial approach, nationalist approach, Marxist and subaltern approaches. And we had a women's question, a survey of sources, and within the sources, we had several biographical and autobiographical accounts. We'll discuss all these things. Okay, so in the second module, it's about women and social reform movements in colonial India, spread of education, caste, law, human rights, and you have to see the drawbacks in the Indian traditional society. You are aware that the Indian traditional society which gives a certain importance to the male than the female. Such a bias which you find since the ancient times. So still it is continuing. No such changes has taken place in the Indian traditional society. So you find certain superstitions or social evils like sati system, widow remarriages, abolition of child marriage after the efforts of certain reformers in the modern India. Widow remarriage also a important thing which happened due to the efforts of certain reformers. Still certain political rights which are away from the women, Indian women, and equal franchises is already there, and representation is legislatures also there, but not at up to the mark. And women's conferences, women Indian associations, National Council of Women, All India Women's Conferences, we're going to see all these things in the further classes. Okay, so in the module 3, women in liberation movements. Basically, many women reformers you are aware, like the Savitribai Phule, Pandita Ramabai, Tarabai Shinde, Rokia Kantun, Durgabai Deshmukh, Aruna Asaf Ali, Sarojini Naidu, Muthulakshmi Reddy, Sada Lakshmi, Iswari Bai. Likewise, such reformers you are aware, and the works of those women reformers also you are aware. Though we have to see all those things in a detailed manner. In the module 4, we're going to discuss about the women and nationalism, freedom struggle and women, free Gandhian and Gandhian era, and various women's organizations like Mahila Rashtriya Sangh and other organizations, and women's role in people's movement, and role of women in Telangana movement, and various women agitators who are participated in Telangana Aramu struggle, like the Sakala Ilamma, Mallu Swarajam, and others. Okay, so we're going to see all these things in the further classes. Now we are going to see, first of all, about the module 1. Within the module 1, we already discussed various things, and I will give you certain things again in this class. Okay, so first of all, I will give you the things regarding the women studies, women studies which have provided certain new and improved perspectives on major themes, women's issues, gender equality, sexuality, caste, certain things that have a significant impact and role to play in the society. It also has long been a part of the larger feminist movements in India. Okay, so many women studies scholars have argued that the founding point of women studies goes back to the certain years in modern India towards equality, which was published by the Committee on the Status of Women in India. And um, uh, Central Women Studies, I think, Institute was appointed by Committee on the Status of Women in India, which was appointed by the government of India in 1972 to make a report on the condition of women in India, which was also the time when the feminist movement in India was witnessing a powerful issue. Okay, so when you see particular these things, what is the need of this starting of this women studies in India has started. Basically, Neera Desai and Vibhuti Patel, in their article Critical Review of Women Studies Researches, which published in 1975, 1988, argue that while commissions like National Commission on Labor, the Expert Committee on Unemployment Estimates, and the report on the Committee on Unemployment had undertaken researchers generally highlighting the wage discrimination, general oppression of women, unemployment among the women, the social scientists as well as policymakers were not acutely aware of various issues of women, and therefore there was no urgency among them to act on these issues. So it was the Towards Equality, the report which specially emphasized women's increasingly distressing conditions in the sphere of the health, employment, social status, and political participation, bringing the issues to the forefront. Okay, so the findings prompted the Indian Council of Social Science, ICSSR, to fund research projects in universities, which was another major development in the trajectory of women studies programs. In 1974, a unit for research on women was set up, in the SNDT Women's University, Bombay, officially becoming a center in 1985. Okay. So, and likewise, there are certain works has started about the women studies in modern India, basically, and which is also a modern and contemporary India, basically. Okay, so within this within this period, there are several uh, institutions have started study of women, basically. Okay, so like Institute of Social Studies Trust, Center for Women's Development Studies, the Institute of Social Studies Trust in Delhi, the Anveshi Research Center for Women Studies in Hyderabad, and Chetana in Ahmedabad, which are like various women studies centers has started. Okay, so this is why I am giving all these things, means these are certain basic things you have to aware. Okay, so why all these centers are started their research on this gender equality and gender bias and feminism likewise. Okay, so and there are certain other women who mainly worked on this women study centers, like Maitreyi Krishnaraj, which who also claimed in the book Women Studies in India Some Perspectives. Women Studies programs was funded to be an instrument for women's development, and also a necessary input to deepen the knowledge base of various disciplines. And women studies has to be understood not merely in the context of research and teaching, but also the action. Okay, so she also adds that rather than a course with a curriculum and teaching methods, women studies program was thought to be incorporating women voice in the academia by doing research from feminist perspectives on women, recovering women from history, making social science conscious of women's issues and their involvement in the society. And these certain developments which taken place in the women studies also highlighted that the early conceptions of women studies programs were that of it being a complementary tool of women social activism, and scholars had dual tasks of creating social awareness and engaging in activism, while also developing multidisciplinary knowledge system capable of understanding, explaining the theorizing the experience of the women in different locations and in the changing times also. Okay, so and thus the objectives of women's movement and women studies programs overlap, making them interrelated. Moreover, the fact that this was accepted by the higher studies institutions with a decade of its introduction also show its overall impact. Okay, so however, such activities and responsibilities also brought certain complexities due to the involvement of such centers with the help of the universities and colleges. They could not get involved in the campaigns in that mere overtly critical of the government. Sometimes they failed to receive the support of their institutions or had to suffer as had to suffer. Okay, so and these are certain things which regarding the women study centers which established in India in various institutions also. Okay, so and when you see basically what is the need of the women studies, basically. Okay, so why we have to go with this women studies, basically. Okay, so the genesis of women studies, as an academic discourse in India draws extensively from the history of the women's movement, which has been instrumental in articulating the question of women's history and shaping feminist discourses. Okay, so feminist historiography has been developed with the declared agenda of not only making women visible in history, but also recording their contributions to various social and historical processes. And the purpose is to integrate women's experience into the dialects of history. Okay, so by recovering the stories of women's activism, feminists have contributed towards building a new knowledge base, providing a new ways of seeing and understanding women and what qualifies as history. Okay, so the idea behind such an exercise is not only to make women visible and provide a numerical count of women's participation in history, but also to develop a more holistic and approach towards the knowledge production. It is this ideation that has drawn researchers to the women's studies basically, and women studies is women studies as a paradigm of intellectual inquiry and institutional site in academics was drawn out of the women movement in the 1970s. Okay, so women history is by and large a part of the complex process and struggle for recognizing and visualizing women's lives and their experiences, and the official recognition of women studies as a academic discipline in the higher education system has a history of more than 4 decades. Okay, so and many institutions which carried those studies also. Okay, so when you see such um, where the women studies already started as a centers, we already discussed, and where basically the women, which is studies of women, is somewhat was a important aspect to know uh, uh, the know according to the time, according to the time period. Okay, so women have always been made the focus of social reform relating to the broad question of their status in Indian society since the 19th century. However, it was the institutionalization of the women studies that facilitated the permeation of the feminist ideas into the education system. With the introduction of feminist concepts of patriarchy, sexual deviation of labor, gender inequality, injustice, oppression into its language analysis, the development of women studies has affected the visualization of women in the social knowledge and action. Okay, so when you see uh, certain contribution to the contribution to these women education. So women studies emerged as a part of a broader process of critical evolution of issues that structured the way women lived their everyday realities, issues of violence, communication of society, rampant caste discrimination, dowry deaths, female infanticides, sexual harassment, lower female work participation rates, ill effects of globalization, and many more are not just real issues that affect women, but they define the very world of education that women studies is a part of. Okay, so this makes it task even more crucial because these areas are equally compelling and challenging. And women studies has played a critical role in redefining the notion of social transcending former narrow formulations. A significant example this regard has been concept of class. Okay, so in contrast to earlier formulations of positioning class in position to the structures of gender, caste, and ethnicity, women's studies practitioners played a key role in making class and gender central to the analysis of women oppression. Okay, so they argue that the deposition of gender is crucial to the understanding of class differentiation in society, class differentiation in the society. Yet, we have to see another example pertains to the notion of development. Okay, so they argued that development is not not an a term, but heavily a value laden. Okay, so while women studies scholarship did not question the idea of development per se, it raised concern about the kind of development undertaken and its differential impact on people across social classes and groups. They were critical of the kind of development that was intensive to gender concerns and issues of other marginalized groups. And the mandate of women's studies has undergone changes from its earlier conceptualization in terms of challenging its limitations and broadening its spectrum with the emphasis on equality and inclusiveness. If in its embryonic years, women's studies was exclusively women centers, today it has broadened its scope to encapsulate gender non-formative persons marginalized on the basis of their identities and sexual orientation. And gender oppression, along with the class differentiation and caste discrimination, is a stark reality of the Indian society. And the contribution of Indian diasporic feminists has highlighted the a predicament of women's multiple and overlapping marginalizations in the complex interplay of caste, class, gender, ethnicity, and religion. And feminist writings on an array of subjects, including experience, identity, community, and dominant conceptions of multiculturalism, multiculturalism and citizenship, interdisciplinary programs like women's studies and race and ethnic studies, which is pedagogies for accommodation and dissent, and transnational women's movements for health and reproductive rights have all contributed towards a universal pedagogical framework. Okay, so thus women's studies programs have pushed academia to function in more inclusive and democratic fashion. Okay, so besides these environments, besides these things, women's studies has had to struggle for a space of its own in academia and social sciences in India in its formative years. Okay, so what is the need basically? What makes women's studies relevant? Okay, so as outlined above, which is we discussed things which before this, and women's studies has had a long and stable history and can no longer be treated as a new discipline. While it has borne out a women's movement in India, it disjuncture with a activism created an uneasy alliance in the networking between the scholars and activists. Okay, so and when you see since the beginning, women's movement have contributed extensively by giving expression to the voice of ordinary women and integrating their concern in the research agenda of women studies. Okay, so likewise, in order to bridge the gap between the activism and the academics, women studies should strive to break the isolation of academia and draw from experience of the others. Okay, so the fear and skepticism of losing one's foundational goal lingers on both sides, while women activities feel that too much involvement in academics might result in a disconnection with issues in the field. Women studies scholars fear that overt preoccupation with a activism will erode the discipline of its academic rigor and scientific endeavor. Okay, so on one reason for its marginalization also depends on women's studies own battle for autonomy and separation from the mainstream. Okay, so and when you see, my point is that the women's studies should include both a political as well as an intellectual agenda for it to be meaningful to people and transform their lives. Okay, so production of theory without engaging in political practice dilutes the basic objective of the women's studies is an intellectual arm of the women movement. As a scholars of women studies, a critical self-reflection of some these limitations will only strengthen the core values of the these women studies. Okay, so when you see, these are certain things regarding the women studies as a subject in the academia, academic academic way, and uh, for this to know much things about these women studies, you have to go with certain historiography. You have to see certain trends which are taken place in the recent times, and you have to go with various approaches by the various interpretations which is given by various writers, scholars, and feminists likewise. Okay, you have to see such interpretations or approaches of those personalities. Then you'll go with the women's question. Okay, so this is end of my class today, and we're going to see about such things, basically the historiography and recent trends which taken place in the women's studies in the next class. Okay, so students, this is end of my class. I will meet you tomorrow. Okay, thank you.